So number 5, expensing business meals. Now this is really a big deal, and it's the number one thing that the IRS kind of nails people on all the time, because people think they can just go and eat breakfast, lunch, and supper and do whatever and expense it off as long as they talked about the business. And the rules have changed a lot. And there are a few exceptions this year that your CPA will let you know about it, but you can't just go and have breakfast, lunch, and supper, or have a meal with anybody and talk about business and that's it. But you have to have a meal with somebody that is a business related meal. You're having business with a vendor, or like say we have a lunch together and I'm asking you about your business and you're talking to me about my business, or you're taking an employee to lunch, but it has to have a business purpose, and that purpose has to be very specific, and the IRS gets to make the decision whether they think that business would actually, that business meal would actually, promote and maybe come to fruition as a sales at some point. So we get all kinds of calls. I'm driving my kids down to Disney World, but we stopped here and ate and I met a client, can I write that off? Can I write the whole trip to Disney World off? Well, no, just think about how ridiculous that sounds. So there are very specific measures you have to take, and meals have changed a little bit because of COVID. The CAA Act, that Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2021, they now allow for 100% deductible of meals that are supplied by a restaurant. So if you were to cater something, and used to catering wasn't looked upon so fondly, but now you can do that. So there's 50% meals, 100% meals, depending on how they're classified. So if you have employee related activities, say you have a group of employees and you took them to a Christmas meal, or you catered in a Christmas meal, or maybe you sent them Christmas meals home because of COVID, that may be 100% deductible. So I'll show you a little chart that kind of helps to make things a little bit clearer. So there is no more entertainment. It used to be called meals and entertainment, but a couple of years ago they got rid of the entertainment part. So you can't write off your round of golf, or if you take somebody out on a yacht or something fancy like that, you can't write that out. And even just, buying lookout tickets, that's very popular for us to do around here. That's considered entertainment and it's not deductible anymore. So you can deduct business meals with clients. That's still at 50%. There are some 100% allowable under the new policy. And office snacks and meals. So I do buy little granola bars and different things for my office. So if my staff is there, of course we buy coffee and things like that. So my staff is there, that's deductible at 50%. A company-wide party, like a Christmas party or a 4th of July party, or just some type of celebration, that would be 100%. If you had an open house or something like that, that would be 100%. So also the last part is just to know that there are some options that might be included in their compensation for the employees if you're not counting them, able to deduct them as a regular business meal, but those are few and far between. So one of the things we recommend is to create these 3 chart of accounts, and this will help keep everything clear for you. So you're like, Lynn, how do I keep up with all this stuff? It's changing, and somebody tells me this is deductible and somebody else tells me this, because there's lots of information flying around about there. But just go to your chart of account and create these 3 accounts: meals-employees, meals-business, and meals-travel. So your travel meals are deductible and your business meals are deductible. Your employee meals are, but they may be at 50%. So if you have those 3 in the chart of accounts, you put, whenever it comes into your QuickBooks, you put it in one of those, because it's either business related or employees or travel. There is no other, family meals or anything that would be related there. And then you're going to attach the receipt, and you have to write 2 things on the receipt before the IRS will accept it. You write who you had lunch with, lunch or dinner, and then what the business purpose was. So if you were traveling, you would be like traveling out of town, and you had lunch either by yourself, or maybe you had lunch with a client out of town, and you could mark that up as a business meal as well. So employees, who came? Who did you have lunch with? And the IRS, believe it or not, if they get down to a nitty gritty audit, they actually ask you for your schedule, your calendar, and they want to see the other person's calendar too, to see if you really had a lunch date. So they're going to find out. So you just want to make sure you do those. So that's the easiest way to talk about how to classify those meals on business meals. But you can't just go eat by yourself and call it a business lunch. Only way you could do that is if you were traveling, and then again, the IRS may question that as well. So so yeah, you want to make sure you know and understand those rules.